Oh, that was fumble recovery.
Yeah, it's fumble.
In the end zone.
Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dark Child.
What's up?
I'm your host, Twin Zink.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I know the voice sounds kind of low today. My team's getting a butt kick.
Sorry.
You know, it is Sunday, and I'm still a football fan, still a fan. My boy's getting a candy whip. Okay? But anyway, on another note, Seth the Dark Child, how you doing, my brother?
My team losing too, but for some odd reason, it's funny when yours lose. I'm great, brother.
See how it is? Even your own friends ain't ish.
Hey, I saw a meme and it said the new Steelers logo, but instead of the stars, there were trash cans. I was gonna forward it to you, but I was like, I'm still your boy. I can't do that.
I appreciate you,
but I seen it and I saved it just in case you ever wanted it.
You ain't shit. You ain't shit. I mean, you ain't shit.
I didn't make it though.
I'm glad you didn't.
That's for something.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Twin Zink with
Seth the Dark Child.
Yes, and then we do live recordings every Sunday at 3 p.m. ish. Right, ish. I mean,
Close enough.
3:14, so ish. But live recording every Sunday, and the episodes will drop on Monday at 7 a.m. on time on the major podcast platforms. That's your iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, all that. We there. We out there. Just type in the DaChop Team. And also we have episodes recorded that will be live on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are on the East Coast. We talk about Atlanta, Georgia. That's where we live. That's where we at. But anywho, with all that being said, let's get into this topic today. The topic we have today is what? A whole new world.
Yep. The Convo is changing.
The Convo is changing. And you're probably thinking, what y'all talking about? What you mean whole new world? Not the song, not the cartoon.
Nah, this is serious. Dead serious.
I mean, not that much serious though. But there was a well-known online influencer by the name of was it Andrew Tate.
Yep, Mr. Tate.
Mr. Tate, salute to him for his hard work, what he's doing. Even though right now he's being blackballed across the whole, you know what I mean, like on social media.
So, man, it's crazy how they banned this guy.
It's crazy that you could be a man and you can't have your opinions about the other gender, and that's mainly about women, and somehow you be banned. But we got thousands of videos and everything talking about how men ain't ish and men ain't that.
There's even a young lady that said, abort black babies. And yet her channel, even the video itself is still monetized.
That point right there.
So we don't even go all the way into that.
But we're not even talking about that right now.
No.
Not at all.
We're positive today.
Yeah, it's really, but we're telling you the change is coming. It's a whole new world. Seth, go ahead and kick it off so people understand more in depth what we're talking about.
Well, no, it's just that, like I said, a couple days ago, I'm not even sure what day it's
Probably this week, sometime early last week.
Yeah, I don't watch Piers Morgan, but Andrew Tate was on Piers Morgan defending his opinions, defending his stances on some of these social topics that are currently going on. Specifically, relationship, male-female interactions. You know, he was on Piers Morgan. And that's like a major show on Fox News, or on the Fox channel. So you know that was huge because that wouldn't have happened a year ago. It wouldn't have happened 2 years ago. It wouldn't have happened 3 years ago. But now it's happening. The conversation is changing. And it's a lot of areas where it's changing that people aren't really paying attention to. The WB, the TV channel. Well, let's stick with Andrew Tate. So, Andrew Tate is part of what would have been considered part of the manosphere. His opinions would have been considered men's rights. I won't say MGTOW or anything like that. But he was definitely one of the guys that said there should be specific gender roles. Males have their roles to play, females have their roles to play, and you're foolish if you think blurring the lines is acceptable, right? And Lord knows, Lord knows you can't talk about the lines being unblurred currently in this society, because people always want to think, you know, whether I am woman, hear me roar, whatever, you know. So, but the point is that he was on Piers Morgan. A lot of the things that he said on Piers Morgan were things that we've said on this channel. I mean, not, you know, specifically word for word, but the topics that he was defending to Piers Morgan were things that we've talked about on this channel, that dozens of other men who we support, you know, we can go down the name, we can say O'Shea Dujax, Coach Greg Adams, The Godfather, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, you know, we could, it was on a white news channel in prime time. That's pretty big. That would have never made. That's the point when we're saying the Convo's changing, and
they're listening.
Yeah,
and they want to know more.
They don't want.
Well,
no. I don't want to disagree. They don't want to know more. They know it. They're just saying it now.
Okay.
Which is the big part, because we all know what the statistics are for divorce rates and child support. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, but we talk about many times, so we ain't gonna go to numbers. But
you don't see this on the news, right? I'm gonna go into a couple of different areas. Because again, this ain't about Andrew, what he said. It's about the fact that he was able to say it on the news. Coach Greg Adams, support him for life. He's been invited to multiple TV shows. He turns them down. He said, you can come to my platform, but I'm not going to your platform because you're not going to keep on playing me. You're not going to control the narrative. You're not going to edit it. You're not going to show what you want to show of me. And you're not going to not give me a chance to speak. Right? So he's turned it down. The Godfather turned it down. Other people on the other side, like the Joker from Better Bachelor, he's turned down offers of interviews. All of these guys could have been on prime time, but they turned it down because they didn't feel like, in all honesty, that society was ready to hear what they had to say, and they weren't willing to be the first victim of the mainstream media.
The media onslaught, because definitely what it is. Because like you said, they will take a video, chop it up, take certain parts of what they want to put out on the mass media, and use that. So I like what they said. Greg said, like, hey, you know what? I'll go on your show if you come on my show first. You can sit down on my channel. We can have a full-fledged conversation. No time limit, no constraints. We can talk about everything. And at that point, if you do want me to show, then I'll come afterwards.
Exactly.
But if people say, no, I want to come to your show, I'll let you know they have ill will, not ill intent, not fair treatment, something like that.
As the Godfather would say, it'll be a bad faith argument. It'll be a bad faith conversation.
Bad faith facts.
So, but once again, we're still talking about that because the conversation's changing hugely, and I understand why. But when I say it, it's just words. I said this on one of our videos. I can't even remember which one, a couple months ago. Is that a lot of people don't really understand the fact that the world is moving faster than it used to. In some areas, a lot of people are thinking the same way it used to think, where a generation is 15 to 20 years, right? That's one generation from the next, right?
Right.
That's not true anymore, right? While I'm not a social engineer, these generations are moving faster. Information that used to take a long time to percolate through a society or through a hierarchy or whatever, that junk takes days, if not weeks. When Rodney King happened, of course we seen it on the news. But you think, look how long between him being hurt, being beat down, and any kind of riots or anything. There were months. All that information, it took a while to communicate that and coordinate anything. When George Floyd got beat, it happened much faster. But now, if something happens in New York right now, if it goes up on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram right now, it could be viral in one day. The entire world, could know about it and have reacted to it in one day. Yeah, that's going to drive societal change at the speed of light.
Which it has.
Yeah. So Kevin Samuels said the winter is coming a year ago, right? God rest him. He passed away 5 months ago. A year ago. Once again, look at what's happened. Did you see the Kanye? Did you hear about Kanye and Tucker Carlson?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about the White Lives Matter stuff?
Yeah, but he did an interview with Tucker Carlson. I'm not supporting Kanye or anything, but Kanye, I don't know if Kanye has always listened to the Manosphere, but Kanye might as well have been quoting some Coach Greg Adams or Kevin Samuels talking points. Kanye was just married. When did he get divorced? This year? Last year?
Something like that. Within the last 2 years, the change happened with him. Continue though.
The huge change. This dude has taken what I would consider the red pill. In a year, he was married to Kim. You notice a couple months ago, he just said, "You know what? You're right. I'm sorry for acting a fool." You saw that, right?
Yeah.
He was acting a fool. He was going after Pete Davidson. He was all mad. Like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, he was like, "Why am I mad over this HOE?" That's what it didn't feel like. He just flipped the switch and like, "What? Why would I bark up this tree?" At the same time, look at everybody else. Where Kim looking? She already done moved on from Pete Davidson onto whatever's next. There's all the lies that they were keeping secret about the sex tape and all that. He's done. He's moved on. You got Tom Brady getting a divorce. And honestly, it don't even look like Tom Brady Tom Brady said, "Alright, it's over. We're good." I ain't trying to say he's shrugging it off, but he's leaving. A supermodel's divorcing him. He's like, what's the point? He can't stop her. Society says he can't stop her. I guarantee you he's watched some of this red pill content. So the Convo's changing. And it's changing very quickly. I don't know how to interpret winter being here, but man, it's getting cold outside. And it ain't about the temperature. Yeah. I'm going to give you a second. You got anything to say before I start talking about television?
Go ahead.
Well, okay.
Now I'll jump in. You know what I mean?
Well, The Woman King. I love that movie. We're not even going to go into movies, but
Wait, you watched it?
No.
Oh, you joking? Okay.
I'm using it as a topic.
Oh, okay, go
but
ahead.
I'm just saying that when they came out with The Woman King, they knew that they could make money off of this movie. They weren't expecting the society to blast it out the water. When they came out with Birds of Prey TV show, you know, where the Batwoman, where Harley Quinn and her friends, whatever, they're like, "Oh, this is gonna make some more money." It didn't go anywhere. People are tired of it. Right now, I'm telling you, Disney right now felt so good about T'Challa passing away and being able to just go ahead and put a woman in the Black Panther suit.
Damn, that sounds bad when you say it like that.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
I know.
I'm not saying that.
It is helped out. It helped out.
It was opportunity.
Right.
It was opportunity for them to put a woman in the Black Panther suit, and they took it. Right now, I personally feel like Kevin Feige is doing damage control because what was acceptable just last year is not looking like it's acceptable now. Right? Putting a woman in the Black Panther suit is going to cost Disney money right now because men have finally got to the point where what we want to happen, what we want to see, is starting to make sense. And men talk with their wallets. We can talk all the junk we want to, but we talk with either our hands or our wallets. We're not here to debate. These podcasts you hear, we're not the average dudes. The average, if an average dude don't like something, he just won't do it. You don't want to go see a movie you don't want to see? Just don't go see.
Yeah.
I might not argue about it. I might not have even a conversation about it. I just won't spend money on it. So what aren't men spending money on? Look at the I'm telling you, put in Shuri in. You think the Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever is gonna make $1.4 billion? Good luck with that. Did Thor Love and Thunder make $1 billion? Nah, we didn't care for that. So we didn't spend money on it. We spent some money on it.
We did.
But we weren't enthusiastic. Did Doctor Strange make $1 billion? Nah. We weren't enthusiastic about it. Right? They're just doing it. And we're finally starting to win. You got women coming out saying stuff that support us. As men, they're starting to support us. It's crazy, and it's just getting worse. Once again, the conversation's changing, and we finally got a voice at the table. Stacey Abrams actually cares about what we're going to do with our vote. Don't know if that'll last, but that's the first time a black politician, specifically a black female politician, has tried to reach across the lane and say, "Hey guys, what can we do for you?" She did it in bad faith, but she did it.
It's a start. You gotta start somewhere, right?
I guess,
right? I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
And
but once again, it's like this. Okay, you started because you need our vote. Are you gonna do whatever else do? You get our vote, and then all of a sudden you turn back against us.
Oh, personally, my opinion, she definitely planned on turning her back on. She, okay, moving on to politics for half a second.
Smidgen.
Just a smidge. Democrats and Republicans. For black men, there's no real difference. The Republicans cause us problems with the law and all that. I mean, with the police and judges. They do. Republicans are jerks to black guys. But you know what they also do?
What they do?
They also keep a little bit more money in our pocket than Democrats. They actually try to lower taxes. They personally don't care if they don't want us to own guns, but they can't tell us we can't own guns because that affect white people not having guns. So technically they leave us alone because they can't do unto white people what they want to do unto us. That's a bad thing to put it. On the other hand, from a black man perspective, from a Democratic point of view, well, Democrats claim to help us, but what do they actually do for us as black people? We still, most projects still got black people in them.
Facts.
Most of the people in jail still mostly black men.
Facts.
Every time some laws come out or something like that, no matter how much we support you guys, Democrats believe in this: a rising tide lifts all boats. That's what Barack Obama said. That doesn't make, you know what? If I'm in a rowboat and you're in a mega yacht, both of us don't need to be lifted the same amount. I might need a little bit more lift in my rowboat than you need in your mega yacht. Because at the end of the day, I am going to be proportionately in the exact same position I was when you started. There's no positive for me. If there's going to be no positive for me, at least you can do is leave me alone and give me a little bit more money. That's it. No benefit. So, black men been voting Democratic for years because that's what black people voted. I don't know why. I don't know who decided it, but black people vote Democrat. I grew up in the projects. I grew up in the hood. Many of the people I knew grew up in the projects. They were living in the hood. Some of them folks never got out the hood. Some of them folks got caught up on crack. Some of them folks did time in jail. Some of them folks never, dead. Never dropped out of high school and all this. But the vast majority of the time, we've been voting Democrat. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome, isn't that the definition of insanity?
I mean, also factor into that. I mean, we're like our president said it. You're not black. Well, before he became president, he even said, "You're not black if you don't vote Democrat."
Exactly. You're not black if you don't vote Democrat. Cool. See, I would let that slide too. Cool. But at the same time, if you're not black if you don't vote Democrat, what exactly did this guy who we put in office 2 years ago do for us?
Right.
If we showed our blackness, you still got 93% of the black vote. We showed our blackness. Guess what you never actually did?
What's that?
Talk to Ice Cube. Remember that?
Man, we went in on that so long, and oh man.
They were like, let us get in office, let us win this election, then we'll sit down and talk. Remember
that? You know what? Because people were mad. People were mad because Cube, he spoke with Trump. He actually spoke with both parties, but they was mad.
But he offered to speak with both parties.
He offered to speak with both parties, but Trump agreed to listen to hear what he had to say. Mm-hmm. Biden group was like, we'll talk to you afterwards.
After the election.
And it was divided because we had Ice Cube's plan, and it wasn't his plan. It was just something he put together with whatever.
With some smart people who,
Yeah.
it was a valid ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was a valid plan.
A very valid plan versus the Black Lives Matters plan, right? So instead of them either one coming together as a whole just to get our foot in the door, we would tear down each other, and no one still win.
Mm-hmm.
No one sat down and speak with the Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope.
No one has spoken with us. Well, Ice Cube's plan. It's just a no win. And here we are now, and of course
heading to another election.
And guess what? And now, of course, I'll say this: our black women, they won. We're gonna say they won when it comes to that because when Biden decided to give tax relief, not tax relief, the college thingy, where your debt is paid off. Most of the people who benefit that were women, not men. And we say, well, men go to school too. We do go to school, and guess what? We pay our debt off too. We're not looking for any handouts. We go to school for a reason. I got a degree, and I got my loan, but I pay my loan off. But I'm penalized because I paid my loan off already. So guess what? I don't get a benefit from that because I have no student debt.
Yep. But bear in mind, and once again, black people. This ain't even about black. Everything that he did, the rules are already changing because, of course, the Republicans filed a lawsuit and they've already changed it. So even the people who he said was going to get student loan relief, they're not getting it. And you can even try to search right now and find out how many people actually have benefited. It's not looking good for our heroes, right? The Democrats said one thing. We're going to move off of politics in a moment, but the Democrats said they would do this, and then they backtracked, which is what they've been doing to us as black people for 60 years.
And also, I want to say too is that it's funny how he waited towards the end.
When it was important to the election.
Exact, bing bong. That's what it is. All of a sudden, now he went, hey, good news, y'all. We're going to do this now.
But we can't really do it. Unless you vote for us. You know what?
Go ahead.
We might need to stay on politics for half a second. Okay, side note, I went to a town hall meeting Thursday evening for my county because they were talking about running metro. I mean, they were talking about running rail service into the southern part of my county, right?
Okay.
Which being in Atlanta, we've had rapid transit for
ever
since the 70s, right?
Right.
But South DeKalb County has never had rapid transit, and they've had the opportunity to do it. So now we're having a conversation, and they were talking about why hasn't it been done? Why hasn't it been done? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, bear in mind, all the people who run DeKalb County specifically are black. The CEO of MARTA is a black guy. The CEO of MARTA, black guy. The CEO of DeKalb County, black guy. All the major tax commissioners and everything, black people. All of these are all black people. All of them are Democrats, and yet they were still at this town hall meeting talking about we're 10 to 12 years away from, once we finally try to get the project started, we're still 10 to 12 years away from completing it, meaning
20-something.
I'm still not going to get nothing. But in November, you still want me to vote for you people, and yet I don't actually have a tangible, which is what we've been complaining about the whole time. I don't believe in the Republicans or Democrats, but I'm voting for whoever offers up an actual tangible, something that I can expect to receive as a black person voting within the next 2 years, because there's an election every 2 years, right?
Something like that. But
2 years. If you're not giving it to me in 2 years, I'm looking for somebody else. I'm not no more of this 4 years. Let's wait and see, because Joe Biden got y'all guys. Vote Democrat you want to. I ain't saying it's right. You might, but you better learn how to be independent. Vote what's in your best interest. And it hasn't actually been the Democrats across the board for the last 50 years. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying. You better think about it. But once again, the conversation's changed. It's no longer just a blanket conversation about what men should be quiet and hush, because we've learned it. You know what? Hold on, who was I was listening to? Was it Joe Brown or Mediocre Tutorials or somebody just explained to me about the Passport Bros. Something I didn't actually understand.
What's that?
That the Passport Bros might as well be a different species of Black American man,
Okay.
subspecies, right?
Why is that?
Well, because a species and a species, a culture, a subculture
Okay.
is a group of people that believe in the same thing. Now, normally, black people have been broken down into their cultures, but you've gotten black people who believe in, Southern people. They got their own Southern cultures. You got the New York people who believe in they do things a certain kind of way, so you can instantly tell a New Yorker
Okay.
from a Southerner.
Okay.
Well, it's becoming a thing that the Passport Bros, and this isn't just guys who have passports. It's the subset of Black American men
Mm-hmm.
who have the resources and the capability of having a passport are all seeming to come together at the same time, or having a passport, being able to have one, is intersecting with their desire not to date Black American women.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get you now.
Yeah. So think about it, right? What do all the women tell me? What do women want? What do you hear on these videos and stuff? What do they want?
Everything.
No, I mean, because it's specific. Give me the numbers.
What they want? 6 figures,
Mm-hmm.
right? 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
6 everything, right?
Yeah.
And just live the best life. I mean,
and these also mean who you want to be fathers, capable of being family men. They want to get married. So,
they want something that's not realistic, because those type of guys are super busy.
no. But
But-
I mean, we're not talking. We're not talking about them. Talking about as a group. The
It's-
men that women want, 6 feet, 6 figures, well built, family oriented, wants to get married, right?
And also they're in the top 10% too.
And they're once again so.
They're
But these
the catch.
are these not by default the men who can afford passports?
Yes.
Are these by default not the men who can afford passports, who want to get married, who are finding it difficult to be married to Black American women?
Yes.
As a group, I mean, those men, the moment they become part of that group, that I'm gonna say species, they don't want to mess with the women available to them in their group. They're looking for other women to incorporate in their group that are not the same as the women readily available to them. They are trying to, and once they start 2 generations down the line, tell me a physical characteristic of a passport bro as a species. Real talk. If they marry any woman outside of the U.S.,
What's the
what physical characteristics? What would their kids look like?
mix? Right?
Keep going.
Probably good hair.
No, that's important.
Yeah.
30 years from now, what will the passport bros children, the next generation of their new species they're creating, what will they look like?
Yeah.
That's a species.
Yeah. They definitely mixed. Nice hair,
Lighter skin,
light skin.
nicer hair,
Yes.
tall, because honestly, the tall dudes are gonna move on. They're not gonna. Y'all sisters might have your Pookies and Ray Rays educated. The dudes who can afford passports probably a little bit smarter than the randos.
So meaning that they'll be able to have more resources to provide for their kids, because they have the resources. So the kids will still have the best education, even though they're coming from what third world, the people want to say, whatever, we call these broken places, whatever.
Money fix everything.
But yes, because I can take someone from this environment, bring them over into this environment with all the resources, and change the outcome of them.
Yep. So they're well-mannered, taller, lighter complexion, different. I ain't gonna say better grade of hair, different grade of hair. Hell, maybe different eye colors. Who knows? The standard dark brown might not be standard among the passport bro species. You see, it sounds funny when you say it, but if all the black men who are wealthy move on to another race, and they start interbreeding with other races, and we're talking Hispanic, we're talking Asian, we're talking Brazilian, whatever, Thai, that's gonna be in about 30 or 40 years. especially of these dudes who actually want to be married, but they just can't marry black women, that's going to be a whole new species of people.
But also, too, you know, it can be a whole new, but it still be black.
No, but they won't be American black. They'll, because Africans are black too, and they all black, but you can
You got a point there. So
you can physically tell the difference between an African American and an African. It's not even subtle. You can tell you don't have 100% African features.
Makes sense.
Well, 30 years from now, them passport bros intermarrying and mixing, whole new species of people. I don't know what they'll be called, but African Americans, what you call them, pass Americans. And this is a conversation that needs to be had because, once again, 30 years from now, that'll be a different voting bloc. 30 years from now, that'll be a group of people who you will out if I actually had the ability to be part of that, which I do financially, but not mentally. Would I want an African American to move into my neighborhood? No, I left that neighborhood 30 years ago because I wasn't happy with what I saw. You think I'm going to be happier in 30 years? So now, this is what's coming. You're going to have black people, then you're going to have mocha people. And you think you have it right now.
Operation Mocha.
Yeah. And the bad part is you kind of think, oh, they're light-skinned people and mixed people. No, because you think light-skinned people are not stupid. You don't think light-skinned people you don't think light-skinned people in America would turn their backs on darker-skinned Americans if they thought being part of this lighter-skinned group had more benefits? They already barely tolerate us as it is.
Yeah, I can't argue that. We experienced it. You
give them an option and they're ghosts. And these aren't the broke people.
No.
These are not. This is literally if you can afford a passport, if you can afford to take trips out of the country, if you're a six-figure man, you literally are not part. You literally will be a whole different area. You'll be like, I don't even what you consider Asians in America, something like that. Well, taller, more fit, more educated, better behaved. You will be able to tell the difference from a child of passport people. I don't know. Somebody will come up with a term one day.
It will be. It will be sitting back looking at this video like, wow, we talked about this back in 2022, October 9th.
Exactly. It's a whole new generation. And it's funny because everybody's bitching them on. When I say the conversation is changing, it ain't even on us as men to have this conversation no more. Men will fight until the war is lost. But once the war is lost, just like a football game that we're watching right now, when the game is over, you get off the field. You go home, you go back to your training field, you practice and you train for the next game. I'm not gonna stay on the field arguing with people who already beat me. Lady, you won. You won. You got everything you want. So now I'm go home and train for the next game, and hopefully the next game I'll win. But this game, you've won. We're leaving the field.
With that being said, ladies, more likely, we had conversations in the past, even on this show, about not getting married or dating people, whatever. The conversation is now changing. Like, people, okay, we'll be on talking about who you should date, how you should date, whatever. Now, you've seen it now. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to fight or why we should be together, right? Why we should do better with each other. Hey, you know what? You can have that. Yep. I'm gonna take this little thing right here. Hop on a plane. Find me my own little Brazilian queen there or whatever.
Thai queen.
It doesn't matter. Queen. And I start from there. And you can be like, well, you go and get a bunch of diseases. Well, we can get that here too.
No, probably get less. Have y'all seen the stats?
I'm just saying, but
I'm just saying it might be safer.
But people always say that. Oh, well, you go. Well, it's the same thing here. Messing with you, messing with this plain Pookie over here. Like, you mean what's what we talking about? I'll take my risk over there.
I heard. They just want you for your money.
Don't you? Ain't that what y'all want? You want a Birkin bag, right? Birkin bags are not cheap and they're not free.
Matter of fact, she want me for my money. But here's the thing. She wants me for my money. How much? Okay, how much is a Birkin bag? Well, no, you know what? Let's be real. At my paycheck level, if I spent more than $400 on the purse, I'm like, what the hell? I'm not happy with that. That's just $400. I'm not spending it. I don't make enough to spend $5,000. But you know what? If I go and find me a Filipino chick or a Thai chick, hell, a Dominican Republic chick, if I give her $400, how much happier will she be with me than an American chick?
Yeah, right there. That was definitely a moment of silence because something to think about. Message.
Yeah. Once again, paying the rent. Okay, fine. Y'all better start looking it up. Okay, how much is a 2-bedroom apartment in Medellin, Colombia? A 2-bedroom apartment in Medellin, Colombia may hit you about $150, $200 a month.
Wow.
That's for the 2-bedroom apartment. How much is a 2-bedroom apartment in the U.S.?
About 1,000. Oh, I'm sorry. You said 2-bedroom? Oh yeah, 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
We talking about 13 to 15.
Okay. So,
if not more, depending on what state that you're in. You talking about New York and California? You about $2,000, $2,500.
So if I have me a little Colombian chick that I could give $500 a month to, literally if I have it to give, and she is my girl. You $500 a month.
You cover her rent and stuff for 3 months easily.
I don't pay her light bill. I don't put food on her plate. I don't pay the mortgage, and I put some food on her mama plate. That's my girl.
Pretty much what he's saying is this, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they just want for our money. We understand that. We okay with that. The only difference is that they will appreciate what we're doing for them. Versus here, it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You get a woman for $100. Like, what am I do with this?
Exactly.
Right? I may be able to get my hair done for $400.
I know. How much? Do you know how much a weave costs? I just recently found out. It's disgusting.
You said how much? A weave?
If you want a
wig.
Get a weave. You can get a weave. It's like $350 for a 3-month braid.
Listen, I know there's levels to it, especially with the makeup. Yeah, but once again, let's say you did buy a woman hair, this type of hair, they think that's something you're supposed to do, and not feel appreciated. Not saying that you have to, oh hell to me, thank you for buying my hair. No. But because 1 minute I give you the $400 to get your hair done, 10 minutes, hour later, you get mad about something, you cuss me out like I'm the dirt of earth.
Yeah, you'll cuss me out while you getting your hair done.
While you in the chair.
You'll be in the chair going off on me.
But once again, the lady that I paid her $400 overseas somewhere, she faithful to me for what I know, and I don't really care. It's because once again, ladies, let's be clear, and we still stay on topic. We don't really care much really about money.
Nope.
We really don't because we gotta make it. The problem we have with coming to money is that when we're forced and told that we have to give our money away for something that we shouldn't have to. That's a whole other conversation. I'm not getting into it. This still game here is horrible. I'm trying to watch something else, but they're not. It's horrible on a Sunday. Pittsburgh, what's going on? But anywho, it's all about the appreciation. It's all about being valued.
And they listen. Just to make sure y'all think we still on the same topic. The combo's changed. I don't care that American women break up the relationships here 75% of the time. If you're married, 85% of the time when you file for divorce, a woman files for divorce. 85% of the time.
Understood.
A woman is going to get my kids 80+% of the time. If there's kids involved, I'm going to end up paying her child support. We're done with that. That conversation's done. We done beat that into. So now it's like, what do we do next? And once again, the conversation changed. What do we do next? And this is where it's being discussed because the money that we're dishing out, as far as passport bros, let's be 1,000. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit into the economics of it, right? But yeah, the government of the Philippines know that an influx of black men into the country is they're there to quote unquote play around with their women. Same for Brazil, same for Puerto Rico, same for Dominican Republic, same for Thailand. They know that we're coming there for that. But you know what happens when a man takes a trip to another country, even if it's a cheap country? If I go to Colombia, I'm gonna spend $2,000. That's airfare, hotel, entertainment. That's $2,000 that's potentially given to that country as part of their revenue. If 1,000 black men spent $2,000, what are you looking at? $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
If 2,000 black men, if 10,000 black men, if 50,000 black men came to their country and spent $2,000, you start to look at serious economic revenue. And you know what happens when you start spending money on something? You know what people start doing? They start accommodating you.
Yep.
They start appreciating you.
Value.
All right? Normally, not for our women here, it seems like, but for other places, you spending enough money, they start valuing you as a customer. They start treating you right as a customer. I know ain't nobody who I can't see for, if I'm only going to be here every 3 months, that chick could spend time with a different dude every week. So, when I'm there for that week, she mine. Here in Atlanta, when I go to work, she ain't mine when I leave for work in the morning. And I'm still paying for the house she's sleeping in and the food she eats. At least when I go there, for the time I'm there, she belongs to me and she makes me feel great about being there with her. Y'all won. The conversation's over. We moved past that. You not only have lost the good dudes, you've also lost the dudes who, quite simply put, could afford to be those good dudes.
Message.
So where we gonna go with after that? Once again, it's everywhere. The movies, look at Kevin Feige. I'm keep jumping all around because I'm all over the place. I didn't write this down. But Kevin Feige pretty much apologized for Phase 4 of the MCU. When he at the end of Phase 3 after Endgame, he said out of his mouth that he wanted to bring more female superheroes to the MCU. He said out of his mouth that the future was feminine in the MCU. He said these things a couple weeks ago at a conference somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "We're gonna fix the problems of Phase 4 of the MCU." Right? Captain Marvel. Oh, remember her?
Mm-hmm.
You know they canceled her movie and she's no longer gonna be Captain Marvel.
Oh, it's cancel?
Yeah. They're gonna retool the movie, but there won't be a Captain Marvel 2. That movie made $1 billion, and they're not giving her a sequel. That a message, right? She-Hulk, bruh. Do you know the last episode of She-Hulk only got like 50,000 views in a week? Less than 50.
Wait. So they're not doing the Marvels?
No, it's on. If they're doing it, it's been a delay because they got to rewrite it.
Oh, wow. All right, continue. I'm sorry. That was news to me. That was breaking news to me. I wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. I saw that the other day. I was like, okay, so there's a question about whether or not they're going to do the Marvels.
Okay.
And even if they do the Marvels, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers,
Mm-hmm.
she may not be Captain Marvel because all that strong, independent woman stuff did not play well, right? The whole thing, She-Hulk, once again, is not playing well. Miss Marvel with the little girl did not play well. When they show all these Marvel movies and you have all the female superheroes who took the place of the male superheroes, very low ratings, very poorly received. Disney's losing money on all this Marvel stuff, right? They're about to change lanes. The same as the Warner Brothers did on the TV series. They're about to change lanes. And I promise you, they're scared right now. I'm not even going to say nothing else about Black Panther. Right now with Black Panther, they're starting to just watch it. They're starting to do damage control.
Well, it's easy now, and I'm sorry we're going Marvel now because he brought it up. He said the key trigger word. One thing about it makes it easy for Phase 5 to fix it now because now they're bringing mutants in. So, you know what I mean? It's a whole reboot there. If you think about the X-Men and everything from there, it's easy to fix the whole flow of what's going on.
And I always say it's so bad. You can tell it's so bad. There's a rumor, unsubstantiated. Do you know how much money they threw at Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine?
Oh, to come back for Deadpool 3?
Yes. Do you know how much money they threw at this dude?
Nah.
Dude, this dude's gonna make 7 figures. No, not 7. 8 figures. What's that in the 10 million range?
Off this coming back playing Hugh Jackman
playing Wolverine. They're throwing a huge amount of money at him to come out of retirement to play Wolverine because they need bodies in the seats. They're not. all of this. Oh, we're gonna,
Oh yeah, because you already know when Deadpool 3 come out, that's going to sell to the roof.
for men.
We're gonna tear that down. And I'm probably gonna say that more than 2 times.
Exactly, but that's the point because you know they were trying to make Domino one of the main parts of Deadpool 3.
Really?
I like Domino.
She was cool, but not.
Yeah.
I wasn't like going to see that because of her. She had a good comic role in it. It was perfect. I mean, it was cool balance.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all make her the star player of Deadpool. That's not going to really work out. I mean, because she couldn't stand alone in her own comic book series by herself. Like, why would you try to bring somebody in and make them something they're really not? But anyway, I ain't trying to go down the rabbit hole.
And that's once again, look at all this. Guys want guy stuff. We like guy stuff. We like explosions. I can't even. I'm about to say something crazy. I can't even tell you the last time I seen boobs in a movie. I like. Where's my gratuitous nudity? A lot of times when they say it has graphic nudity in a TV show, I see a naked dude walking around on the screen. Dude, I swear to God, that's not what I signed up for. I thought you were about to give me some female action. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But you notice that naked men don't draw women to the movies. Guess what? It's not going to keep going on because they don't come to our movies to see. We're not come to our, but they don't come to movies to see naked dudes. Women don't care. Catering to women in the movie theater doesn't make money, and somebody's finally figured out we're losing money. The conversation's changing. It ain't going back to where it was, but a whole bunch of this wokeness. Yeah, we're about done with that.
And we did an episode on that. Get woke, go broke.
Yep.
Check it out. Go on more deep dive about what we're talking about on that episode. Get woke, go broke.
Yep. And once again, it sounds like we talk about the same things, but the truth is that the world is connected. Everything's connected. There was a girl. I've been watching a video where a girls basketball team or volleyball team. They had a dude on the girls team who simply said he identified as female in the girls' locker room, and 11 other girls on the team didn't want that dude in the locker room with them.
Right.
But he identified as female, so he got to use the locker room. Guess what they had to change?
And showers?
In the girls' bathroom of the hall.
Because that one person was there.
Because
he couldn't go to that room and change. He had to change in the main room because he wouldn't feel like I'm part of the team.
He identified as female. Right? He identified as female. You can't tell him he can't. Right?
Right, because then you gonna get canceled. You want
the
the whole crew chasing you down and it's gonna be bad for you, so you gotta accommodate.
Exactly. You put a dude in prison because he identified as female. You put him in the female prison. Multiple prisoners end up pregnant. He obviously wasn't that female, right? Oh, shoot! This happened. This ain't me. This is in the news, right? You got guys playing on teams and breaking all the records so that no woman will ever break a record again. And y'all aren't even arguing about it. The conversation had changed so far that women have transitioned men arguing women's rights. I don't even want to say her name. Look, that's some gazelle thing. You got transition men arguing women's rights for y'all. How do y'all even justify that? And that happened 2 times. Shout out to Mr. Let Go. Shout out to Umar Johnson. I hate it happened to you guys. But y'all messed that one up because that ain't gonna happen too many more times.
I ain't got nothing on that one.
I'm not telling, but the conversation, the needle's moving, and just sitting here arguing with us about what's moving ain't changing it. Most men don't argue with you. If we can't fix a problem, we leave. We pack up and go home.
And we'll find a solution. We'll find something else that will work.
And that's it. The conversation's changing, and it ain't gonna take 20 years to change a conversation. Not gonna take 30 years. It ain't gonna take a lifetime. Changes are happening now at a pace unreal. In about 18 months, everything that we took for granted just 5 years ago is going to be obsolete. And that's, be prepared.
So one final thing before we wrap it up here, right? So I didn't really get a chance to catch the whole interview with Andrew Taylor on the show. And I meant to watch it because it is a big deal for having so long on a platform like that, speaking on things that he said in the past and why he said things in the past. Because, of course, the media will try to make you as the bad guy. But then when you explain why, and then, back and forth, you get a chance to get anything. Like,
Piers Morgan interrupted him constantly. It was frustrating.
It is frustrating, and that's like having a conversation with a woman on these platforms, especially if you're not the host of the show, right? Because now, when you go on those shows, you're under their control because that's their show. So even though that I'm gonna have a conversation, I'm gonna be saying something. When the host starts talking, I got to be quiet because it's his show platform, so I got to respect the platform, even though I'm not being respected at the same time.
Even if I don't, they're gonna edit it before they show it, so I can say whatever I wanted.
That part will get chopped out and removed anyway, so you'll never hear it. But that's the reason why most people don't go on those shows, and most why even on these platforms now, when we have conversations with women, we try to talk. We'll let you have your full 10 minutes of rant, and we'll say maybe 2 seconds a word, and we can cut off because you want to get your point across. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yep.
We need to understand that there is a line of respect, and that's what it comes down to. If I start talking, you shut up, respectfully. Shut up and let me talk, and then once I'm done or answer your question, then you can't have it where I'm saying something, you cut me off, just interject, and then we keep going, and then what you say is God. Like, what I say is it, and that's it. It don't work like that. So I get why most of these influencers that have big followings, millions of views, XYZ, don't go on these major platforms because of that reason alone. But okay, all right. I kind of figured it'd be a lot of chopped up stuff, and I meant to watch MTR stuff. He did a very good job chopping things up and talking about it. I know he was talking about, I caught a glimpse of it when he was talking about how 18-year-old women who are of age is more attracted to a woman who's 25 years old, right? Because their body count is lower, right? And then they do try to spin it off, but it make more sense though. But that's a whole nother conversation another time. I don't want to get in depth with it, but I want to know, was there anything important that he was able to get off or get the listener guy to even make sense on nothing, or he just tried to deflect?
I think that my own personal opinion of it, I think that Andrew, mostly I respect what he was trying to do. He didn't make any new, for us, there was no new points for us. Him saying some of the things or trying to defend some of the things as far as child support, marriage, relationships, the women's play, all of that's old for us. He didn't say nothing new. I promise you, I'm gonna keep pushing that. This ain't new. When he was talking, this is stuff that we probably talked about 3-4 years ago.
Of course.
This is nothing new. The fact that he said it on his show, that's the big one. I wish that he did it on someone else's show, or that he was actually able to complete a full sentence without being interrupted.
The worst.
That would have been great. I'm gonna say the same thing on Fox Soul, because even though Fox Soul is on Fox, it's still considered the black part of Fox, so it didn't matter. But what happened to Umar Johnson? If you remember that video when he was talking to Kendra G?
Oh no,
Cynthia G. When he was talking to Cynthia G, she spoke for long periods of time. She just run on sentences with a lack of punctuation all over the place. But at the same time, he didn't always get to finish his whole thought. It was some odd cutoffs on his responses, right? The moderator was horrible, but at least he was there and he got his points across.
Okay.
I used to wouldn't pick Dr. Umar Johnson to defend the manosphere at all, but you know what? Let me back up a little bit, because he said something. Did you see his other video?
He got some videos.
It was recent.
He has a live video, so
when he was saying that all black women are gonna have to choose sides between, what did he call it? FBA and Foundational Black Americans versus whatever. Anyway, he was trying to tell women that all women gonna have to choose a side. Y'all gonna have to either be, Black Americans, or y'all gonna have to be Black American feminists. But you can't be both. I was like, oh,
sorry, football.
yeah. But I'm sorry.
yeah. I see why you got the fight. Sorry, football's on. Dude got tackled, and it was like could have broke his leg. It looked really bad.
And then you hold on to it. Yeah, you about to. Anyway.
All right. Sorry.
But he was like, all women are gonna. I think we should look that up. All women are gonna have to make a choice, and it's like that's all we've been saying. Like we can't. We can't say all women.
No, we never do. Most and some.
But a lot of people keep stepping back and forth across the line. Even one of my best friends get on my nerves so bad because if she talk long enough, she'll take both sides of an argument.
I know someone like that too.
Yeah, that's the most annoying guy. Dog.
You say one thing, but more you keep talking, you're kind of agreeing. So which one is it?
And you do it constantly because you don't want me to pin you down on a yes or no answer. I can ask you a straight yes or no question, and you'll talk for 15 minutes, and you'll agree with both sides of the argument. And when you bounce back and forth like that, you don't go anywhere. You're just talking to be talking. So I know what my position is on something. If you ask me a question, I'll start off with a yes or no answer, and then move forward with my explanation of it. If you don't like it, I'm not going to change it to make you feel better. But it's so many of our sisters who talk both sides of the argument, and Umar Johnson, like, I got to make a decision. You can't have it both ways because we're not going anywhere. We haven't been going anywhere for a long time, but look at the people starting to say something. Kanye, not for better or for worse, Kanye, Umar Johnson, Andrew Tate talking to Piers Morgan. This isn't just us talking about MTR or Coach Greg Adams or me or The Better Bachelor or Fresh and Fit or Kevin Samuels. Nope. Umar Johnson. You don't get much more black mainstream than Mr. Umar Johnson. So
salute to him, regardless. Salute to him because it's the fact that he's trying his attempt. I get it.
Yeah, don't always agree.
Don't always agree, but I still, at the end of the day, I still salute his work that he's trying to do, right? Because no one's doing anything else, so you can't be mad at him. Like, okay, so if you don't like what he's doing, show me another man out there who's doing something positive for the community. Anything. Just give me one.
Exactly.
So, granted, I get it. We all don't agree. I don't agree with everything, but at least he's trying.
At least he's trying.
All right. I got it. You got anything else?
I think we're here. Once again, I just want to point out the conversation's changing, and it's changing so fast that anybody who said something crazy yesterday might be eating their words in a week. That's how fast the conversation's changing on all of these topics, except for ours. I meant what I said today, and I'm gonna mean it tomorrow and next week because I haven't lied about nothing.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Twin Zink.
Seth the Dark Child.
And this is a crazy Sunday because my team is still in a bucket. We out.
That's a note to end on.
Bad note.